Hello and welcome to Distributed Systems and Blockchain in the News. My name is Thomas Bocek and this news segment is part of the blockchain lecture at the Eastern University of Applied Sciences. This news segment should help you to understand the broader context of the lecture topics. This week in the news, we will cover a big event in the crypto space, the merge. CoinDesk provides a good overview over this event with a series of articles, and this is one of those articles here. And yesterday the merge was completed, and since I also work professionally with blockchains as well, we obviously followed the live stream of those events. And this is what happened.
There's nothing contentious yet. The next 15 minutes are the nail biting.
This live stream had over 40,000 views, so we were not the only ones. So what is it all about? Well, the merge happened within Ethereum. Ethereum is a blockchain which we will cover in these lectures as well, that can execute smart contracts. I provided here a couple of links that you can read and see what Ethereum is. This is from the Ethereum.org website. I will not go into details right now. We will do this in the lecture. And of course, there's also a good overview in Wikipedia what Ethereum is. The merge is the transition from proof of work to proof of stake. And proof of work, a quick demo what proof of work is that you need to find a partial hash collision. So for example, when we have data in a block saying from A to B, and here we have the amount, then this gives us a hash, and the proof of work is to find a hash value that starts with a certain amount of zeros in front. So what we basically do is, this will be automated, is that we start to increase the nonce and check, does the hash contain enough zeros? We increase it and so on until we find it. We can do this also automatically, and after a certain of such a hash that contains here 4 zeros, we found actually a solution, and this is basically the proof of work. Just do hashing and check if the output of the hash contains a couple of zeros here in front. So this is proof of work, and this is what changed. So it changed from proof of work to proof of stake, and the proof of work, one of the biggest drawbacks is that it uses a lot of energy. So this constant calculation, hashing uses a tremendous amount of energy. There is a nice graph here on this side showing how much energy it used before and how much it uses now. So the amount before was somewhere around 100 terawatt hours per year, and now it's much less. It's around 3.4, and I believe this will even go further down, which also means that the CPUs should decrease in price, because all these crypto pulses on Ethereum were calculated on GPUs, and since this is not needed anymore, then those GPU prices should become more cheaper, or that the GPUs should become more cheaper. However, the miners, I don't believe that all of them will immediately sell their GPUs and sell or stop their mining activities. I believe they will switch to another chains or partially switch to another chains. So we won't see in the beginning a huge impact, but eventually I believe the prices will go down, and also we save a lot of energy. These are the pros. There are also cons, and one of the negative points that were also mentioned in the article of CoinDesk is that it leads to more centralization. The problem now is, or the argument is, that with those mining activities, everybody could mine. The miners were independent from the exchanges, for example. And now in this graph here, we see that the first two almost have 50% here. That means only two entities, they control a large portion of those blocks, leading to a higher centralization. There are also a couple of links, also one to CoinDesk, explaining this effect of how this leads to more centralization, and this is the link to this Twitter account from Martin Köppelmann. Well, the two biggest ones, one is Coinbase, well known. This is an exchange. There you can hold your assets, trade your assets, but also Lido is quite huge. Lido is liquidity for staked assets, and here you can stake your assets. So you have Ethereum, Solana, Polygon. You can send there your coins and they will stake it for you. You get something like 4% APR, and for other chains, for Polkadot, you get up to 16.5% APR. APR stands for annual percentage rate. What comes with centralization is that you can start to censor transactions, to ignore transactions, and some miners in the US already announced that they will do this. So Tornado Cash is a mixer or a washing machine where you can hide where your ethers are coming from. This can be legitimate or illegitimate use of ethers, and there has been an announcement that those transactions will now be ignored or not be included in the blocks by some miners in the US, and this would make it harder to include these kind of transactions in the Ethereum chains. So this is the drawback of centralization. And one thing that could be done against centralization is to make it more centralized, to not give the big exchanges the money, and to try to have custody over your assets. There are wallets out there where you never lose custody over your assets. That also means that you are responsible for your keys. If you lose them, everything is gone, of course. So there you need to pay attention and make sure those keys are safe. But if everybody would use such a wallet, have custody over their own keys, then Coinbase would not have these massive amount of crypto assets that they can use for their mining operations. And here I want to quickly mention Tor Wallet, which is such a solution for self-custody of your crypto assets. I was part of the team that helped building it. So this is an app and also a web app where you have full control over your assets. You can also swap your native Ethereum coins against Bitcoins, against other coins, and this works in a fully decentralized fashion. Of course, there are more wallets, but I'm also biased since I helped build this, but there are possibilities on how to go decentralized. And there's also forks, or there will be multiple forks, since the miners They have now these mining facilities, and they can either choose to stop mining and sell their GPU cards or switch to another chain. There is also now the Ethereum proof of work, which is this site here, the original Ethereum blockchain powered by proof of work. So they took the code before the merge and call it Ethereum proof of work so that the miners can continue mine those ethers there and still use their mining equipment. This is also traded, and here we see the price movement. It started with 36 US dollars. It's now down by 13 to 14 US dollars. So this is the new proof of work Ethereum chain for those who do not want to go with proof of stake. I have to say that the market took a hit in general, especially Ethereum. Also, Ethereum took a hit here after the merge. We saw a drop in the Ethereum price. There are speculations that this happened due to news traders. A news trader is a trader who invests or who makes decisions based on news announcements. And since the merge was a huge media event as well, people might have bought after merge, they might have sold. So this is an explanation currently floating around, but it's the crypto market. It's more or less gameable. It goes up and it goes down. The next article is about CryptoKitties, the rise and fall of CryptoKitties, which is a very interesting article from IEEE. This article here, I highly recommend to read this. I have some quotes that I really like, and one of the problems of all of those games of CryptoKitties or X Infinity is that you or the system quickly dilutes the rarity of each NFTs and makes it abundant so that the price drops, and suddenly from having a rare piece everybody can have it, and due to that the price will go down. They also mentioned that they broke the Ethereum blockchain, which I don't agree with. Here, this statement here, it functionally broke the Ethereum blockchain. This was due to the congestion that so many people wanted to buy NFTs from CryptoKitties that the price that you have to pay for such a transaction skyrocketed. You could still buy those NFTs from CryptoKitties, but it was kind of expensive, and I would not argue that it broke Ethereum. It just showed how the gas price mechanism works. And the last quote I want to mention is this one here. Modern blockchain gaming hits such as X Infinity and Binary X had a similar initial surge in price and activity followed by a long downward spiral. So they have the same fate. Everything goes up, they're in the news, everyone looks at them, wants them, and then suddenly when the market gets filled with those NFTs, then the price will go down, and yeah, they follow this downward spiral.